All right, so you are looking for a new job. Exciting, which means you're going through those interviewing processes, because we want to give you some ideas of what you can look out for to avoid ending up in a toxic work culture and just making sure that you're finding the right fit of a practice for you.
Time to put your investigating caps on. We want to make sure that we fully understand what we are interviewing for and who we are going to be interviewing with. So get a little discovery mode going on, comb through social media, comb through the website, and see what information you can find about them.
This sounds really stalkerish, but it's actually flattering if you go into the interview and they're like, wow, you actually know who you're applying to.
So we want to be able to find the good stuff, but we're really searching for the bad stuff too, right? So we want to be able to say, first of all, what do we find on their website? Are they just like generic stock photos, or are they showing you a bunch of team photos and smiling and happiness? That right there can already give you an insight into what it's like. We're not saying that people who put stock photos on are bad. That's not what I'm saying. But you might just gain some insight right there. Like, oh, they seem like a really happy team. There's all of these posts, social media posts about happy birthday to this person. This person's having a baby. This person's getting married. They seem really team oriented. Or is it stock photo, generic marketing? And that just might be their marketing company that's doing it, but you could gain some really good insight here.
And when you find a practice where the business owner is really involved in their marketing, they're really involved in their vision, you're going to get a true, authentic feeling for what is it that they value within the office. Is this something that aligns with you? So we really want to just keep an eye out for those little tidbits to see if it would be a good fit for you.
So the red flag here is if nothing exists, if there is no unique values, it's all generic, they don't have any of their own voice in any of their marketing material whatsoever, because this is the face of their business. This is what they're putting out there first. And if you're not seeing any authenticity in that, it could be a sign of a toxic workplace.
All right, so red flag numero 2. While you're online and you're already getting kind of stalker-ish, you can continue it on and just kind of check out who are the team members that work there at the practice. What does their social media seem like? Are they posting about their job experience, their work experience online? Is it positive? Is it negative? The great thing about getting an idea for who the team members are that you would be working with is you get a feel for what their personalities are like. Do you guys seem to have any similarities, anything in common? What are their posts about? Do they tend to share things that are invading on work-life balance or frustrations?
I hate my job. My boss is the worst. Like, oh, yeah, that's totally a red flag.
Yeah, that's stuff that is completely a red flag. It's a good way to kind of preemptively start to get to know someone before officially meeting them and really doing your research for the culture that you are going to be joining.
Red flag number 3. Take a look at their business reviews. This is what I always do when I'm looking to buy something or looking to go somewhere. I'm a review reader. The same thing should go when you're going to be interviewing with a company. Read the reviews, especially the bad ones. And what does it say about the company? And especially if they're responding to negative reviews. Some companies will just not respond at all, and that doesn't give you a whole lot of insight. But if they do respond, how are they responding? Are they responding tastefully, or are they super negative and responding nasty grams back to that person? This will give you some great insight into the culture.
Take the negative reviews with a grain of salt as well. Just like Christina said, you want to keep your eye out for things that either are consistent or are getting negative responses in return. Red flag number 4. So if the values misalign. So if you went in for the interview and after you had looked at their website, you found that they really prized transparency. This was a big value to them.
That sounds nice.
And then you're asking what the salary for the position is, and we can't discuss that. We want to make sure that there's an alignment between what is on their marketing for their values and what is being implemented within the office. That helps to show that their visions are really kind of being held true, their values are being honored, and it really solidifies that there is a good degree of leadership within the office that you're interviewing at as well.
The next red flag. High turnover rates. Suspicious, isn't it? You should be able to ask an employer why the position is open. What happened to the person before me? And they should be able to give you a valid reason, an ethical reason behind why there is now an opening within the practice. If a practice has a lot of turnover, they should be able to have a reason for that as well. Sometimes just in general, there's changes in values. There could be new ownership. There could be changes in doctors and everything. And that just is what they needed to do. And just some people did not align with them. If someone can give you that answer, it feels good. But if they don't have an answer for you, I would say that is a red flag.
If there are no systems in place, so if you go into the interview and you're asking what the onboarding process is and people are really unsure, they don't really know the complete answers for CE reimbursement or whatever the benefits are for the position, what the onboarding process is, what scheduling processes are, that can be a concern because you really don't have a solid leadership structure that exists then. If there are not policies and procedures or systems, this can really contribute to a lot of confusion within the office. You don't know who to go to for answers. You may run into those situations where there's no clear leadership, no clear hierarchy of command. And so it can really just breed a lot of confusion and a lot of frustration within the office. Now, that doesn't mean that it is a toxic office entirely. It's just a matter of knowing that you have a solid structure and that you have a direction that you're going and you know where the support is.
It's great to be on the lookout for these red flags when you are going through this interview process. However, we all know too that you don't know until you're actually in the practice if it's going to be a toxic work environment and if it's just not the right fit for you. So make sure that you're asking for a working interview. There is so much more insight that you can uncover when you are in a working interview, and continue to be in that discovery mindset. Seek out the negative. I want you to really comb through the practice, ask questions while you're working in the environment itself. This is when people are the most authentic, they're kind of off guard. And so if you have employees who are like, oh yeah, we have so many things, and they just start complaining and ranting, you start to say, okay, maybe this is not the right fit for me. So make sure you're really taking the time and investigating practices before you just dive right in. I hope this helps you, and I hope that you're able to find the right fit for you.
Christina made this red flag right as we started the video. This is great, isn't it?
Do you like it?
Crafty mama.
So crafty.